The Las Vegas Raiders trade for Davante Adams, as we know, probably the best wide receiver in the entire game here today. He's going to Las Vegas with Derek Carr, Josh McDaniels, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Bryan Edwards. I mean, the list goes on and on about all the talent that they do have there. And Demarcus Robinson, former Chiefs, going up there. Not sure that's necessarily as big of a move there, but they do have options there. So for me, I'm looking at it for the Raiders. This was a huge move, and I think it's definitely accelerated the closing of the gap inside the AFC West.
It has.
I've got my grade already listed down for it. I'm ready whenever you are. 3, 2, 1. I'm giving it an A grade here. Perfect, my man. And look, this is a massive move. I mean, we could say it could even be, it has a chance
to be
an
A+. It could absolutely be an A+.
You can make the argument.
It depends on how quickly him and Davante Adams Davante Adams and Derek Carr kind of get back together, and also how quickly this offense kind of gets going now with Josh McDaniels. But you bring in the best wide receiver in the NFL on a team that desperately needed wide receiver help. Like Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow are great. Bryan Edwards we think could be good because he's realistically going into his second year because he lost the entire rookie year that he had coming out of South Carolina due to injuries. So you kind of now built this wide receiver core with Davante Adams at the lead. 3 of the last 4 seasons, I believe, with 1,300 plus yards. I think he probably makes it 4 out of 5, and they've helped close that gap. They're the best 4th ranked team in their own division in the entire NFL, which is scary to say. But yeah, I love this move for the Raiders. It was the must-need kind of pick. They pulled it off, and it did not cost them an arm and a leg to do so. It's only do that on the bank account, but not at least in terms of draft capital.
Well, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers now, because this right here, I was very shocked. I think everybody was shocked when this actually happened, because we thought with Aaron Rodgers returning, hey, you know what, he and Davante Adams, but then again, it happened to be what they had said, the last dance. And it was like, is this the last dance for Aaron Rodgers, or is it the last dance for Davante Adams, or is it the last dance for their relationship together in there? So with Aaron Rodgers knowing that Davante Adams was gone, was going to be not return in 2022, I was kind of puzzled by that. But for the Packers, looking at everything that they have right now, unless they make a big splash for free agency with one of these veteran guys like a Jarvis Landry, a Julio Jones, anybody else, Will Fuller, potentially a speed threat that you have there, or the NFL draft. For me, this initial trade here for the Packers side of things, I'm going to hold my grade of 3, 2, 1. I'm giving it a C-. Oh my goodness.
Same.
My man. And look, we're in sync here. And obviously the people who are watching here on youtube.com/Pro Football Network, what would you grade the Green Bay Packers trading away Davante Adams? My reasoning, Tommy, and I'm sure you and I are aligned on this as we seem to be on today's episode of the show. My thought process is look at your wide receivers now. Now, granted, you just did bring back Robert Tonyan, who's coming off of an ACL. That's one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite tight end targets. Yeah. Like that move there. I think that's a pretty good move. But you have Randall Cobb, who's up there in age, and it was a big proponent of Rodgers coming back last season for them. You have Allen Lazard, which I like Allen Lazard. He has potential to do a lot of great things.
We've said he has potential for the last 3 years, though.
True. So it's like, is this going to be the year where he grows into it? Because I felt like in that game against the Cleveland Browns on Christmas, I was like, this is the best version of Allen Lazard, what you're seeing from him here. And this is what the Green Bay Packers need consistently from him. You have Juwan Winfrey, who's really kind of an unproven commodity, has potential as well coming out of Colorado, a former Denver Broncos draft pick. Didn't work out in Denver, unfortunately. Who else do you have at wide receiver? Amari Rodgers. I don't want to forget about him. He's a speedy threat, and we saw a lot more of him, especially at the return game. So he's a little bit of a wild card, I'd say, in this whole situation. But the Packers definitely got worse from this trade at wide receiver. And is it because of the contract of Aaron?
Potentially, but like the Packers got a first and a second. It was like we said earlier, the person in the chat said earlier, look, we can only grade the trade from the Houston Texans based off the draft picks. How does anyone have any faith that the Green Bay Packers are going to do anything correct with these draft picks? This could end up being an F if they lose, if they miss on all these draft picks. Go back a couple years ago. You take Jordan Love, you take A.J. Dillon, which ended up working out, but you also took Josiah DeGuara, a backup tight end you tried playing at fullback. You got a first and a second. What do you do with them? If you fail and you miss on all these picks, this is an F. The only thing I'm giving a little bit of saving grace on the hope that they have learned from their past mistakes.
I think that's very fair. I think it is. But then again, you're asking the Green Bay Packers organization a lot to change historically what they've been pretty bad at